This is Muhammad Hamouda speaking, Technical Translation course. Actually, translation is not merely a replacement of vocabulary from source language into the target language. It does not mean that the translator only replace the source language vocabulary with their equivalent terms in the target language, but also translation is wider than that. It includes also the translation of symbols. uh, from If we look to translation from a semiotic angle, uh, we find that translation also involves the replacement, or it deals with the symbols and verbal language and non-verbal language from the source language into the target language. So translation is from the semiotic viewpoint means that the rendition of verbal and non-verbal language from source language into the target language. Thus, today's lecture we are going to talk about the translation of non-verbal language. We mean signs, some technical signs that can be rendered. How can we render some technical symbols, we mean nonverbal language, from the source language into the target language? These symbols are used in technology and science in general. So, these are related to technical translation. The first symbol is this symbol. This symbol means that means washing in general. This symbol means washing in general. If you look to a washing machine, you will find this symbol. So it means whenever you see this symbol means washing. يعني أنا ممكن هذا السيمبل أترجمه مباشرة. We have two things: either to keep it as it is because the same symbol is found in the target language, or we can render it verbally as غسيل. So we have two options now. If the first option is to render the symbol as into another symbol as it is, as into its equivalent symbol in the symbol in the target language, so translating non-verbal language into a non-verbal language, or translating a sign into another sign, or the second one is to render the meaning or its meaning. So then in this way we translate a non-verbal language with a verbal language. The source language, the source text non-verbal language into a verbal target text language. Now, the same symbol also, if we write inside this symbol for any number, for example 30, it means that uh, we can wash at or less than 30 degrees. So the same, we have two options: either to render the same symbol with its equivalent symbol in the target language, and by the way, the same symbol is rendered as it is. Uh, this symbol is rendered as it is in the target language because it can be understood by the target language readers, I mean Arabic, because they understand it very well, and even it is used in Arabic language also. The second one, or the second option, we can render it verbally. We say غسيل عند درجة حرارة 30 أو أقل. Now the same symbol, but instead of writing 30, we write 40. Also, it means we can wash at 40 degree or less than that or less. Another symbol is 50. We have 50, the same symbol, but we have 50. It means that we can wash at 50 degrees or less than, or any degree less than that. Okay, 50 degrees Celsius درجة سيليزية, but with its equivalent in Fahrenheit. كيف احنا بنحكي الفهرنهايت؟ يعني إما 50 أو الدرجة اللي بتكافئها في الفهرنهايت. إن إحنا سيليزيوس وفهرنهايت هذه أنظمة لقياس درجة الحرارة، أنظمة مختلفة لقياس درجة الحرارة. So Fahrenheit and Celsius are systems of measuring temperature. The same also if we have 60 in this way. عفوا. 60 means that we can wash at 60 degrees or less than that. So while we have a hand inside this bowl, that means this symbol means that it is a hand washing. يعني ممكن أنا أترجمه كما هو نفس الرسمة أو نفس السيمبل أترجمه كسيمبل نفس السيمبل in the target language because it is understood by the Arabic readers, or we can write it verbally غسيل باليد. So we have two options. In this way, the same bowl, and we have a cross that means don't wash. So to understand thus, the first group of symbols is related to washing symbols. These symbols are used in washing machines in general. All of them are used in the target language in Arabic, I mean in English and Arabic as they are. In this way, we have two options also. Whenever we want to translate them, we have two options. The first option is to keep the same symbol if it is understood in the target language. The second symbol is, or the second option is to render its meaning. I mean to give a verbal translation of this symbol. Now we are going to move to the second group, temple dry. Temple dry, this symbol means temple dry. يعني التنشيف الجاف. طيب أنا لو كان عندي the same symbol square, and we have uh, a cycle, and a full stop or a dot inside it. This symbol means low temperature. temple dry at low temperature. ونفس الحاجة ممكن يكون understood by the original readers, so we render the same symbol as it is, or we can provide a verbal translation of it, of its use, I mean a verbal translation of its use. Uh, if we have not one dot but two dots, that means temple dry at medium temperature, تحت درجة حرارة متوسطة أو في درجة حرارة متوسطة. While if we have three dots, that indicates a high temperature, and we have, if we have cross like this إشارة ضرب, that means don't temple dry. احنا ما بنقدر temple dry. So we have here, we have three options here. The translation of temple dry, the square, and inside the square we have a circle. If we have a dot inside this shape, that means temple dry at low temperature. If we have two dots, that means temple dry at medium temperature. If we have three dots, that means temple dry at high temperature. So every dot indicates a degree of temperature. The fourth symbol is cross. If we have a cross, that means don't temple dry. Now we are going to move to the third type of symbols. It is square. This square means dry only. Dry only. Now, if you look to this symbol and a square, and we have two lines inside the square, هذا means dry in shade، يعني تنشيف أو تجفيف في الظل. وبالتالي هذا ممكن we have two options. الخيار الأول إن أترجمه كما هو في حالة إنه target readers or Arabic readers بيفهموا معنى هذا السيمبل and they use it. That's if they do not under they are if they are not familiar with this symbol, then we need to provide a verbal translation of it. This verbal translation should indicate the use of or the meaning of this symbol, the entire meaning of this symbol. Now, mm, if we have this shape, that means line dry. Okay. Okay, now look at this symbol. We have two lines and the third line here. So you notice that this symbol is a combination of this symbol and this symbol. So that means dry in shade and line dry also. So line dry in shade. That means line dry in shade. Okay. يعني هذا لازم تجفيفه أو تجفيفه بعيدا عن الشمس، مش لازم أنا انشيد يعني في الظل، يعني أشعة الشمس ما توصل هذه الملابس اللي بتكون موجودة عليها هذه الإشارة أو هذا السيمبل. طيب dry flat, this symbol, if we have a line in the middle or the square is drawn in the middle inside the square, that means dry flat. While if we have the same symbol but we have two lines crossing the symbol, that means dry flat in shade. يعني كل الأحوال هذا النمط يعني in shade، بعيدا عن أشعة الشمس تحت الظل. إيش ما بيجي معاه بياخد حاجة معنى إضافي إله. يعني لو إجا مع هذا هيك، هذا الخط هيك، وبالتالي بصير line dry in shade. طيب تمام. لو إجا مع هاد نفسه، هاد صرنا إحنا هيك، وبالتالي بصير dry flat in shade. لو عندنا إحنا three lines in this way we have drip. Dry means drip dry, while here drip dry in shade. Now نيجي ايرون. هذه لو لاحظت بنلاحظ ان هذه عبارة عن مكوى، صح ولا لا؟ رسمة مكوى. وبالتالي هذه الرسمة that means we are going to iron our clothes. or this machine is used to uh, iron our clothes. So if we have one dot inside it or inside this symbol means that we should dry our clothes in a low temperature. Two dots, in this way we can iron our clothes in medium temperature. If we have three dots, thus we can iron our clothes in a high temperature, while if we have a cross, we can't iron our clothes, or these clothes are not ironed. Why? Because and if they are ironed, they will be damaged. So يعني هنا احنا iron بشكل عام الكوي. لو كان عندي نقطة واحدة فإحنا بنحكي هنا الكوي تحت درجة حرارة أو بدرجة حرارة منخفضة، نقطتين درجة حرارة متوسطة، ثلاث نقاط بدرجة حرارة عالية. while لو عندي كروس هنا ممنوع كوي هذه الملابس. طبعا these symbols are well known and used in Arabic language, so we can render the same symbols or keep the same symbols because they are originally are borrowed from English. So Arabic originally borrowed these symbols from English, and they are used in Arabic language by Arabic speakers and can be understood easily. So the best way is to keep the same symbol, not to render its meaning. But if you or if the translator render its meaning, it's okay, no problem. Uh, Now this triangle means bleach or bleach. Bleach is allowed. Now if we have two lines or in this shape means non-chlorine bleach، يعني ما بقدر استخدم كلوراين في هذا. اما لو عندي Cl معنات الكلام هذا اصلا Cl اختصار للكلور، يعني chlorine bleach is allowed, while cross means don't bleach. Okay. uh, what about dry cleaning التنظيف الجاف؟ it refer the symbol of dry cleaning is a square alone. If we have a cross, that means don't dry clean. P, that means dry clean. So all of these symbols are. What about W? W means wet cleaning. Uh, W and under the square a line means gentle wet cleaning, while double line very very gentle wet cleaning. Cross means don't wet clean. So this is a summary of the whole of all symbols that we are addressed actually in this lecture. Actually they are very easy, and most of them are used by Arabic speakers or by Arabic people in general, so we can keep them as they are, or if some of these symbols are understood, are ununderstood, or not understood, in this way we can provide a verbal explanation for them. Uh, that's all in this lecture. I hope you get a lot of benefits. Thank you very